Okay, let's pump this bad boy up. This pack raft. This inflation bag just screws into the valve. There's two positions for the valve. One is one way, and I want it on one way when I'm pumping it up. That's so the air goes in and doesn't come out. And of course, when you want to deflate it, you just twist it the other way, and the air goes out. So let's see how this goes. I should be able to get it in 14 or 16 bags full of air. I'm still getting the knack of it. Okay, let's see if I can get a fire going here. Got lots of birch bark. I guess I better move the camera. Now, some of the wood kind of sounds like it's wet. It was raining. It wasn't a huge choice of dry wood. Well, we'll check back in a few minutes. Well, I'll just let that sit for a while and see what happens. It's only 6 o'clock, it doesn't get dark till 9. It'll be nice cooking a meal when I can see for a change. When I'm out in the desert in Saudi Arabia, it gets dark at 6:30, so I usually hike out and get to the camp spot where I'm camping maybe 5 o'clock. By the time I get everything set up, it's just getting dark usually by the time I get the fire going. I got the cord up for the bear bag. It's over there. So before I go to bed tonight, bit of trouble finding trees. I've never hung a bear bag before. I've seen it done. But all the trees around here, they don't have any branches. There's one down by the water. It's probably a little bit iffy whether it's high enough. I'm not expecting to see a bear, but who knows? Now there are a lot of mosquitoes around. When I was walking in, when I was stopping, there'd be all over the place, and mostly my hands were getting bitten. But funny, as soon as I got here, it seemed to have stopped. There's a few buzzing around now, whether it's this location. All my clothes have been treated with permethrin, which I got from the States. Spray it on all the clothes, let it dry, and supposedly it'll stay in for 5 or 6 washes. And I've got insect repellent on my head and on my neck and a bit on my hands, but when I was hiking in, I was getting really worried. I was thinking, shit, if there's going to be as many mosquitoes as there was on the trail here, I was going to go crazy. Now they are flying around, but they're not really biting. I was going to give you a tour of my tent, but I think I'll wait till the morning to do that, because what I've noticed here, as soon as I open up the fly of the tent, mosquitoes are buzzing in. I think when I go to bed tonight, it's going to be a quick dash to to get in and get the zippers closed. This is a Grail water purifier. Supposedly it's the world's quickest water purifier. That's something. And the problem here is you can't really, it's really shallow right where you put in, right by the shore, so it's getting mucky. So it's hard to go out and get maybe cleaner stuff. But I've treated, I've purified so far probably about 5 or 6 glasses, and it tastes fine. You need quite a bit of energy to do this. I think if you were a small person, it may be difficult. There's different ways to do this. Filters on the bottom. So as you press the tube that's on the inside down, filters the water, so the filter always stays down at the bottom. Tastes as good as the water that comes out of the tap in Ottawa. I got a bit of a charging station going here. Charging my Samsung. I just plugged it in. It's at 67%. I'm charging one Canon battery for this camera. Now tomorrow I'll plug in, no, I won't plug in, I'll put out my Anker solar charger and see if I can top up this Anker power pack. If it's anything like today though, today was quite cloudy. And right where I am here, it's under a lot of trees, so I'll have to find a sunny spot. Take a look at all the trees. So we'll see. I brought some Fireball with me. Cinnamon whiskey. It's like a sipping liqueur. I'm not going to drink too much of it, but I think it's time for a little nip. Just a wee dram to start off with. That's to celebrate hiking in here, getting everything set up. I got the pack raft all pumped up and I went out across the bay. And the Barron River, I believe, is on, I think that's what it's called, is on the other side. And that's where High Falls is. It's a bit of a rapids. And I think just further up there's a place that you can actually slide down a little chute. It's a little bit cold right now, but I know it's done in the summertime. So tomorrow I'm going to go over there and I'll take you with me and we'll see what we can see. Should be interesting. Okay, let's see how this stuff tastes. Tastes like a cinnamon jelly bean. Or those cinnamon candies anyway. I don't think I could drink a lot of this. But I think just for sipping it's kind of nice. Kind of cleans the mouth out a little bit. So I'm just waiting for some embers on the fire. Embers to form. And then after that I can start cooking. Basically I just got to boil water so I can make those instant potatoes. And I'm gonna barbecue a steak on my, I'm glad I brought my mini grill with me. This is made of titanium apparently. And I think for dessert I'm going to try cooking up some popcorn. I'll do it in this. I've seen it done on YouTube. I never really thought of it. I love popcorn. So we'll see how that goes. So far I haven't seen anybody. Since I left the parking lot, I don't even think I've heard anybody. I wonder if I can go these 2 days without actually seeing anybody. I've decided I think I'm going to paddle out of here rather than hiking. I hiked in. I'm going to guess the hike out would be easier. There was a couple hills I had to come up that almost killed me. I mean, if I paddled out, the weight wouldn't even be an issue. And I'd like to try it because my next trip is going to be all paddling anyway. Those frogs are making a bit of a noise. It's nice and peaceful. Oh, they're bullfrogs. I see one there. Kind of hard to see. One thing I can tell you, it was a hard slog in today. It was only 9 kilometers. It wasn't that hot. But like I was loaded down. I didn't get to weigh the stuff that I'm carrying, but I'm gonna guess it's 45 to 50 pounds. And the thing that really got me was there was some pretty steep hills to go up. With the weight I was carrying, that would have been pretty difficult in the rain. Plus I'm not in really the shape that I was in the winter time. I think for the last 5 or 6 weeks I haven't been out in the desert in Saudi Arabia because it's just so hot. The season's over. So I haven't really been doing anything to stay in shape. Actually, this is a good checkout anyway. I mean, as difficult as I found it, Get to see how everything works. I'm gonna guess that it's probably gonna be a bit easier pack rafting in to places rather than walking in. It should be interesting to see what the difference in distance is paddling back, because to get here, a lot of times it wasn't a direct beeline. I was sort of veering 90 degrees each way to where I was going, and at times I wasn't quite sure that I was going in the right direction. But now I know, now I've been here, and tomorrow should be a good day. I'm going to go over to High Falls, and I'll also do some fishing. Let's see, what have I seen since I've come in? I've seen quite a bit of grouse, rough grouse. In fact, there's one or two just behind me, and I don't know, I keep scaring them, they fly away. 20, 30 minutes later, they're back again. I scare them again, and rough grouse, when they take off, they make a hell of a noise. It's kind of a bit scary. Until you know, I mean, I hunted them as a kid, and even when I was hunting them, they would give me a bit of a fright. Because sometimes you almost step on these things, and they fly out at your feet, and they're very loud. I've seen a lot of little frogs on the path in. There's bullfrogs in the lake. I'm hoping to see a moose, maybe a deer, and a bear from a distance. So we will see what happens. I mean, right here is kind of on the eastern edge of the park around, you know, I started off from Achray. And this area probably gets a lot of people in because it's so accessible, and even this trail, if you do the whole loop, I think it's only 16 or 18k. So I'm guessing that a lot of people just do it on a day trip. I noticed up there there's they called it the Cheaters Trail to the parking lot. So I think that there's a parking lot somewhere just over there, and I think the walk-in is a lot easier. It's probably only 2 or 3 kilometers, and it's, I'm guessing it goes directly to High Falls. It's dead calm. It's cloudy. I had a little bit of rain. At one time I was getting a bit worried that I was hoping it wouldn't continue. That was while I was putting the tarp. Now that the tarp's up, if it rains I can sit under it. One thing I'm going to need in the next trip is get more paracord. Used a bunch of paracord on the tarp. Of course I used some cord on the bear bag. And a few other things. The coals are almost ready. I've got water boiling. I'm thinking maybe 15 minutes I'll be able to put my steak on. I'm an early eater, and I'll be going to bed fairly early too. I hope it's dark tonight. I would think it's going to be. Anyway, I'll get back to you when the steak's on. Well, there's the steak. Just put it on. Water's almost boiling. The instant potatoes aren't going to take very long. Worcestershire sauce. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that's hot. And pepper. Got that from steak from Farm Boy. I figure maybe 15-20 minutes. I like it medium rare. We'll see how it ends up. One thing I can tell you is that steak smells good. I'm hungry. Yeah, I just turned it over and did the other side with Worcestershire sauce and pepper. I figure I'll flip it 2 more times. Water's pretty well boiling, hot enough for the potatoes. Oh, I've been waiting for this for a while. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. Got the mashed potatoes all done. Boy, they were easy to make. And they taste pretty good too. Talk about tender. This steak was only $11. It's a, I think it was about 10 ounces or so. I froze it. And the drive over here into the park, I had it in a cooler bag with some ice. But by the time I got here, hiking, it was pretty well thawed. Well, it was thawed. Tomorrow I've got some dehydrated. I've either got pad thai or I think a Mexican chili. And I've got instant oatmeal, and I've also got an oatmeal dehydrated meal. So we'll just see what kind of mood I'm in tomorrow. I probably got at least an extra day's worth of food. But I'm eating the heavy stuff right now. I think, sorry to point the knife at you, but I think the camera makes it look a bit brighter than it really is. It's 8 o'clock and I think we've still got another hour of sunlight left. I've got the head torch all set to go. And I've got the hand flashlight in there. It's been drizzling on and off. I mean, now it's stopped, but half an hour ago it was drizzling pretty good. My favorite way to cook a steak. Barbecued with pepper and Worcestershire sauce. I've been looking for instant mashed potatoes in Saudi Arabia, but they don't seem to have it. A lot of stuff you can get here, you can't get there. I mean, Simple things like tuna fish in a plastic type pack rather than a can. Can't get that there. Anyway, I'm really enjoying this meal. It'll be interesting to see how the popcorn turns out. I think it's time for another wee dram of this Fireball cinnamon whiskey. I think this was only about $8. That's what kind of caught my eye. One, it was a little bottle, perfect for what I'm doing. And it's a plastic bottle. I'll be taking this empty back with me. Leave no trace. I don't throw my garbage around. Some stuff burns, like the paper that was the steak was wrapped around. But anything that doesn't burn, I'll take back with me. Whew. Well, it's 9 o'clock, and I'm in my tent. It's raining. It seems most of the mosquitoes are on the outside. I'm going to read a bit and just fall asleep when I fall asleep. I just wonder how well I'll sleep. The bear bag is up. My food is up. I was trying to find a branch on a tree to put it up, and then I went up the trail and I just noticed there's a wire that's really high. So I wrapped a stick around a piece of some paracord, chucked it over, put the bear bag on the end, tied the other end to a tree, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Anyway, the way things go is I'll be going to bed early, and I'll probably be up fairly early. Of course, I'm still a bit jet lagged from Saudi Arabia, and I've been running around like a dumb monkey. So maybe I'll actually sleep in tomorrow. I'm here for 2 days, so I'm not in a hurry to do anything tomorrow. I just want to relax. I hope it's nice and cool and dark tonight. Anyway, unless something unforeseen happens tonight, I won't see you till tomorrow morning. Good night.